Hi, it's been like 8 months since my last video, so I thought I would reintroduce myself a little bit. If you're new here, my name is Amélie and I am a French-Italian artist. I used to work as an animator. I worked for 2 years as a 2D animator and storyboard artist on 2 different feature films. But then I got burnt out. I went to the hospital because my hand and wrist couldn't take it anymore. And so I left the animation industry, and for a year I kinda just shared my art online and grew an audience, I guess, until one day a French publisher house reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to illustrate a comic book. And so yeah, now I guess I am a comic book illustrator. Somehow. My very first book will come out in September and I can't wait to tell you all about it. But for now, let's talk about acrylic markers. So I have a lot of good things to tell about these markers. First of all, the colors are gorgeous. Some of them are a little bit similar, but still very pretty, so I don't mind. The first time I used them, when I was swatching them, the ink flew very nicely. All the markers had the same texture, like there weren't any that were too watery. They were all very juicy and pigmented, which is really cool. The only issue I have with them has to do with the whole interchangeable nibs thing, because it's not really practical. I am really not a patient person, so I know it's mostly my fault, but honestly I think it's better to have a set of markers with a round tip and then a separate set of markers with a brush tip instead of changing the nibs. Also because I would have loved to put a brush tip on every single marker, but there were only 26 brush nibs in the little bag, so I tried to pick 26 colors that I knew I am going to use a lot, and I put the brush tip on those. But yeah, I made a mess, so please do not take this as a tutorial or a good example, because it's really not. It's best to not press the brush tip on the paper to avoid damaging the nib. So you're supposed to like gently press it on the cap. But yeah, I don't know, I couldn't figure it out, so I just pressed it on the paper. I tried to do it very gently still, but I know it's not the right way to do it. And then of course, after doing this for all of the 26 markers, I realized I could have probably pressed the plastic part against the cap. And so like, I guess if I had pressed the plastic cylinder against the cap, it would have worked without touching the brush tip. But yeah, I didn't get it, so I haven't tested it, but it was probably the right way to do it. Also, I think I was supposed to put the old nibs in water after I replaced them. They're supposed to stay wet for some reason, but yeah, so I put them in a glass of water after I was done. I cleaned them and then I put them in the little bag where the brush tips used to be. But I'm pretty sure I will never use them again. So yeah, again, gorgeous colors. Love the consistency of the ink. I had a lot of fun painting with them, but not a huge fan of the whole replacing the nibs thing. But again, it's definitely a personal preference. Aside from that, the markers are really good and very fun to use. So yeah, just be aware that if you're like me and you're very impatient and not a very precise person, maybe you should just use the markers with the round tip, or if you want the brush tip, like pick another set that already has a brush tip by default. So for this sketchbook spread, I actually asked my Instagram followers to give me emojis to draw. So thank you guys for helping me coming up with ideas for the video. So here are all of the sketches I made today. We have this beautiful, amazing, super cute autumnal mushroom dragon. I love him so much, so I won't actually be painting him today because I am so rusty. I haven't drawn traditionally in months, so this little guy is too cute. I don't want to ruin him, so I'll cover him in the next video. For this one, at first I wanted to draw a tiny fairy sitting on a pair of headphones, drinking from a giant juice box, but again, I'm rusty, okay? So after erasing like 10 different sketches, I decided to just draw a fairy wearing headphones, and so I drew Musa from the wings. I don't know if you call her Musa in English. I say Musa because I'm Italian and so is she. So yeah, there she is, all cute and pretty. Unfortunately, she was the first sketch that I tried to paint, so I kinda ruined her a little bit, but it's okay. Then here we have this cute little bee on the sun, but the sun is a flower. And this one is the prettiest tiger I have ever drawn in my life, and it's on fire and it has sparkles. Very nice tiger. And this one was actually my boyfriend's idea. We were watching all of the emoji combos you sent me, and he saw this one and he told me to draw a witch at the Japanese fireworks festival. I've never been to Japan. I have never drawn a kimono before, so I apologize if the shape isn't accurate. I was just referencing that episode from every single high school anime where they go to the summer festival and there are fireworks. And she's a witch, which is always fun. I'm sorry if the footage is a little shaky sometimes. I don't have my big tripod, so I'm recording everything with my little moft tripod that's attached to my phone, so my phone has to be on the table while I draw. But it was so windy today and the table is a little wobbly, so yeah, sorry about that. I hope it's not too bad. As I said, I'm not really happy with how this sketch turned out. I feel like I should have planned it out a little bit better. I don't use acrylic markers a lot. I'm more used to alcohol markers, and I feel for me, alcohol markers are more intuitive because I draw very fast. I don't spend too much time planning or thinking about what I'm doing. I just layer a lot of colors on top of each other and make a mess and vibe with it. So, but I feel with acrylic markers, you kind of need to have a plan because you can layer the colors, but maybe you need to wait for the paint to be dry before going on top of it with another color. Otherwise, the texture of the paint can get a little mushy. Like on her t-shirt, for example, her top. I should have waited for the red paint to be totally dry, but I didn't because I'm really not a patient person. So yeah, that part ended up being all weird in texture. But I have to say, acrylic markers are also kind of forgiving because if you wait till they're dry, you can always fix your mistakes by painting on top of the mess. Something you maybe can't always do with alcohol markers. But I definitely need to learn more about the technique and also learn to be more patient. Painting this spread was super fun, but also a little bit frustrating at times because I truly felt like I had no idea what I was doing and that I was ruining my cute sketches. But you know, at the end of the day, it's a sketchbook. It's the place you're supposed to make a mess in. You know, with social media, I feel like we all put a lot of pressure on our poor little sketchbooks. I always feel like my sketchbooks need to be pretty because they need to be postable. But that shouldn't be the point. Your sketchbook should be a safe space for you to make mistakes, to try new things, to suck at them at first, to try and try again, and to get better. And I think in the context of social media, you shouldn't be afraid to post your messy art, but at the same time, you shouldn't be afraid to not post something if you don't want to. Okay, so I'm pausing my motivational speech just for a second. Because, as you can see, here I am spilling a lot of ink. I am making a mess. I tried to fix it by just making the star bigger. And I mean, it was working, it was fine, it was okay, but then tell me why did I go in with another color? And you can see, I could see, we can all see that the center of the star, the blue part, is not dry yet, and still I'm going in. Like, you can see at first I'm going around it as if the blue ink will dry whenever I get to the center, but of course it doesn't. It was a huge spill, and then I'm going again, but of course it hasn't dried. And well, this is ADHD for you, you know. Please, if you want to fix your mistakes with acrylic markers, just wait 5 minutes that the ink has dried. Don't be like me. Don't be like me. Well, now back to my motivational speech, where I pretend I am an artist who knows what she's doing with her life, I guess. I feel like most of the time I am really not in the mood for recording or taking pictures of my sketches, but then I'm afraid that if I don't post anything, people will forget about me, and people also love seeing messy art and seeing your progress. So I guess you always try to make an effort and post the messy stuff just so you're more relatable, like, I guess. But sometimes I think you need to remember that you are allowed to keep some of your art for yourself. Because making art can be a very vulnerable thing. And yes, it's cool to be relatable, to show your ugly art and then your beautiful art, so that people can see your progress, etc. But sometimes it's also okay if you don't want to post stuff. People won't forget about you if you don't post anything for a week or a month. I mean, look at me. I haven't been online for the past 6, maybe 9 months. And sure, maybe I lost a few hundred followers and nobody bought anything from my shop in almost a year. But I'm here now, and I know for sure that the people that truly love my work are here watching this. So I love you very much, by the way. And anyway, all of this to say, I kinda hate how the first sketches of this spread turned out, but those failures were just me practicing something new, and I'm pretty sure by the end of the spread I actually already started getting better. I guess I cheated a little bit because the tiger was mostly done with alcohol markers, but it's a very good tiger, so it's okay. I kind of love how the bee turned out. I just wish I could have thought about using color pencils for the lines before I used black ink to do the bee, because the color pencils add such a soft touch. I really love the effect. I definitely want to try it again. I can't believe I spent like half an hour drawing that pattern on the kimono just for it to be completely gone when I drew on top of it with alcohol markers. Yeah, always remember that alcohol markers like melt pencils. Don't be like me. And now, time for the masterpiece of my day. I truly love how the tiger turned out. I could have handled the fire and the stripes a little bit better, I think. If I were to do this again, I would spend more time thinking about the lines and the negative space and silhouette of it a lot more. I think I would add like more straight lines, so there would be more contrast between the curvy lines and the straight lines, and just rethink the shape of it generally, so it's like more thoughtfully designed, I guess. But I mean, it's fine because, you know, it's just a fun sketch in my sketchbook, so it's good. And here's the final spread. I hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're curious to see how the mushroom dragon will turn out. Also, check out my Patreon if you'd like to support me and get cute postcards and stickers and tutorials in return. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!